60 miles Munich, Krumbach's population is less than 14,000 people. But Tuchel's friends there remember a boy whose ambitions lay far beyond the Bavarian community. His will to win was evident early. Tuchel often captained his youth football teams, and his school side lifted the national German football trophy in 1987. The Sport took the young defender on a whistle-stop tour of South Germany, from Augsburg to Stuttgart and then Ulm. A knee injury ended his playing career at the age of 25, though. Tuchel accepted his first coaching role in the Stuttgart youth setup in 2000, hired by none other than Ralf Rangnick. Under Tuchel's stewardship, the club's under-19s won their league title in 2005. But Stuttgart chose not to renew his contract, feeling Tuchel had an abrasive personality. He went on to manage Augsburg's second team before spending 5 years at the helm at Mainz. He then followed in Jurgen Klopp's footsteps and moved from Mainz to Dortmund. Here, Tuchel secured his first major silverware, the German Cup, in 2017. 8 more major trophies came next for Tuchel in just 5 glorious seasons. He won 2 Ligue 1 titles and a pair of domestic cups as PSG boss. At Chelsea, he famously lifted the Champions League, as well as a Super Cup and a Club World Cup, and he also bagged a Bundesliga at Bayern Munich. And then, 4 months after leaving Bayern, Tuchel was unveiled as England's new
Good morning, it's Tuesday the 14th of October. This is Early Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT and I am Sam Quek. We're building up to talkSPORT Breakfast at 6 a.m. with Jess Stelling and Ali McCoist. On the way over the next hour, we'll start in Cardiff where Wales were beaten by a superior Belgium team 4-2. We'll also hear from Jack Wilshere as he takes over at Luton. And we want to know, when have you regretted buying something? Now, we're not talking like a dodgy hot dog, a terrible pizza or a terrible pair of shoes. We're talking something big. So there'll be more on this shortly. As always, you can get involved on the usual number. Call us on 03717 22 3344 or on the text on 81089. Good morning, everyone. It's getting dark, isn't it? It's getting dark, isn't it, Nick?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's easy for us to go to sleep at a reasonable time, isn't it, for us early birds? But
say that, international football on last night.
It's a little bit depressing. You haven't got the heating on yet, have you?
No, I've had many battles with the husband.
Have you got a date in your house?
When he's out, I crack it on.
Is that what it is?
But to be fair, he put it on the other day. It was very cold. But I've got 2 children, you see, so I've got a good excuse now. I can't just chuck on a jumper. But no, it's good, isn't it? We're into October, Halloween soon, then it'll be Christmas. Tell you what, that does my head in as well, when people bring out Christmas stuff even at the back end of August.
Well, we've already spoken on this show about the mince pies being on sale before the end of the cricket season, which is absolutely shocking. But
that's a really good point.
I love mince pies so much.
Costco mince pie?
Listen, I'll have any of them. I've had
Change your life.
25 so far.
Have you?
Yeah.
Okay, that's heavy. Any last night while we were watching the football?
I was watching Wales-Belgium. First of all, absolute goosebumps for the Welsh national anthem in Cardiff. That sound of the Cardiff City Stadium, unbelievable. But, you know, Wales kind of outclassed by a better Belgium team, let's be honest. Jeremy Doku was good. Very good from us. He's only, what, 23? Yeah, I think so. 23? I mean, he just time and time again got in behind Wales, and Kevin De Bruyne with the penalties. But you know, that first penalty shout, we'll get into it in the show. I think Wales were a bit unlucky there. Are you watching a bit of Northern Ireland, were you?
Yeah, a little bit. I think, Germany were always going to be the favourites. I think it was fascinating to look at, as a Liverpool fan, I had my eye on Wirtz.
Okay.
He's getting a lot of stick at the moment, isn't he?
How was he? Did he play last night?
Yeah, he played. But again, like it almost felt like the Northern Ireland team were all over him every time he got the ball, big tackles, stop in play. But, you know, I just think it's time. You can see he's a class player.
You mentioned Doku's age. Wirtz is what, 22?
You forget that, don't you?
Yeah.
You think he's so much older.
He's got at least another 3 years until he maybe hits his peak. We've seen flashes of it, right? What was that little back-heeled assist? All that Mo Salah missed the chance, didn't he? But like you were seeing flashes of it. So I'm sure
you can see what he's doing. And I think, was it Jurgen Klopp came out, was it yesterday or over the weekend, saying that he's world-class, a generational player. We're yet to see it. But I went to the Charity Shield at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
And he started that. And I was really excited by what I saw in terms of, as an athlete, you call it a pre-scan. So when we used to play hockey for Team GB in selection, it was all about knowing your next pass. And for me, if you do that fan cam on him and just watch his head constantly on a 360 looking around, whether he's got the ball, whether he's on the ball, whether he's not got the ball. And I remember, I think it was Paul Scholes used to be like that back in the day, and everyone used to say, was it Scholesy? Everyone used to say about his
scanning.
head. Constantly scanning, constantly aware of the surroundings.
You've seen Cole Palmer's head. He's like an owl.
Yeah.
Literally like,
and it's to do with knowing where the players are, where your next pass is, because it is constantly changing the positions of the opposition and your teammates. So, yeah.
It's all come good.
Yeah.
Don't worry
Hopefully sooner than rather than later. But anyway, we can rant on about Liverpool another time. Back to the international football, though. Like you said, we watched Wales last night, and their hopes of qualifying automatically for the World Cup are essentially over, unfortunately, after a 4-2 defeat to Belgium in Cardiff. talkSPORT's Lawrence Mora says Belgium were just too good for Craig Bellamy's side.
It's a cracking game, but it means it's highly unlikely Wales will get top spot, an automatic qualification for the World Cup next summer. However, a draw for Macedonia tonight against Kazakhstan means that Wales can go level with them with their game in hand against Liechtenstein before those two teams meet here in Cardiff to fight it out for second place. A game that is huge in terms of Wales having a home or away match in the playoffs in March. So still plenty to play for in this group, but tonight it's all over with Wales 2, Belgium 4.
I'm sure the Welsh will be keeping one eye on that. But were Wales unlucky? After going ahead through Joe Rodon, Belgium got back level thanks to a penalty when the ball hit Ethan Ampadu's arm. Lots to discuss, lots of opinions. I think there was two sides to this one, but certainly Craig Bellamy felt he was a bit hard done by.
The start, we had exactly the start we wanted. The penalty then, it was difficult to take at the time, of course, but they are UEFA guideline rules. Like maybe, I don't know, maybe we need to do a little bit something different over here because they're not our rules. We go more common sense. But I have literally watched plenty of Champions League football games to know when I don't know where you're supposed to put your hands, but if it goes anywhere near your hands, then it's straight away a pen, which I don't believe is the way the game should be. No, that's not sour grapes, far from it. Completely aware of the capabilities of a Belgian team, of course, but I just felt that was it just interrupted the momentum that we were having. And the fast start and the crowds, and you just sense it was like a sucker punch to everyone.
Yeah, difficult one there for Bellamy and the Welsh team. I think the main thing is that just the inconsistency across the Premier League and the Euros. Was the handball deliberate? Probably not. But according to the rules, it is a penalty as it hit his arm. I think it's very difficult. And I think also with VAR, if you're slowing it down, it's just... or even fast forwarding it just makes it look deliberate. I don't know. It's a difficult one, but I have to say I agree with Bellamy there. But meanwhile, on Sportsbar, Jack the Wales fan questioned is if Bellamy should lose his job.
You can get the violins out if you want to get the violins out.
Go on.
No.
Oh, horrible. No. Yeah, go on. No, off the track. Go on. Go on,
Is
Jack.
Bellamy tactically inept? Is he? I don't know. We were awful tonight. Absolutely awful. You can play that violin as much as you want to play it.
Go on.
All right?
I want to quit.
But next time we play England, we will batter you.
Oh, come on, Jack. That's not the time to bring this up, mate. Jack, where are you going with this conversation? Come on, bud.
Well, I'm going back home to Swansea, but...
You have your backside tanned every time you come across England, mate. You get a whooping.
Well, I don't know. Bellamy, does Bellamy have to go? No, maybe. I don't know.
Go? Bellamy, go?
Well, we're better than this.
Well...
We're better than Belgium.
Wow. Oh, Jack. He's fuming, isn't he? Look, I know football can make you emotional, but that's way too far. Hopefully Jack got back to Swansea okay and is waking up in a better mood this morning and a bit more realism. Anyway, elsewhere, Nick Waldemade scored again, his first senior goal for Germany in his 4th in 5 games, and it dented Northern Ireland's qualifying hopes as Michael O'Neill's side lost 1-0 in Belfast. But elsewhere tonight, England can qualify for next summer's World Cup by beating Latvia and winning the group. The game is live on talkSPORT from 7 p.m. Okay, back up to Scotland. The board at Rangers say they're not in a rush to replace the sacked Russell Martin. And here at talkSPORT, we understand a new shortlist for the manager's job includes ex-Sheffield Wednesday boss Danny Rowell and former player Kevin Muscat. But the current situation is not looking good after frontrunner Steven Gerrard turned them down, saying now wasn't the right time. talkSPORT's Ali McCoist is not happy with how it all turned out.
No, it doesn't surprise me. It probably disappoints me a little bit, just selfishly. But listen, I don't know why he's turned it down. I genuinely don't. But, you know, there's rumours knocking about that he had to stay out of the country for a certain period of time, or it was going to cost him an awful lot of money in tax. I don't know whether that's true, but you would suggest that there's a distinct possibility it could be the case. And you're probably talking about numbers. See, I'm guessing here because I don't really know. But if it was the case, you're probably talking about numbers that could affect the generation of family. So that would be something you'd have to take into consideration if it's a financial decision. You know, he's going to lose a lot of money. As I say, I don't know. I'm kind of guessing because I think the actual job itself would very much appeal to him. I think it's probably a good time to get the job, because you would think that the new owners have got money to spend. I don't think the club, you know, the team can get any lower. I really don't. I think they obviously got to start moving up the league and producing better performances. Because the majority of performances haven't been good enough.
Simon Jordan, meanwhile, says it's concerning if the Rangers board couldn't sell the job to a top candidate.
If you're in the room, and putting aside the fact that you haven't done the commercials, right? Because the commercials can be done once you've established the principle of what everyone wants. If everyone likes one another and they want to have a dance, then you can put the commercials around it, right? So you don't need to have the commercials done to sit in a room to get people's position as to whether I want to work for Rangers and whether we want you. The fact that you go into a room with the 2 top guys, put Patrick Stewart in there and all this nonsense about his chief executive of Man United. No, he wasn't. He was interim. He was in a back room for 20 years or however long he was there. Put Kevin Thurwell in a room. Unimpressive in my view. But you put the main guys in there, and if they ain't impressive and they can't sell it to a potential manager, I would be slightly concerned if I was Rangers fans, without wanting to make a 4-act play out of it. Those guys sat in a room with a view to say, we're going to get closer now. We're going to get closer now, and we're going to make sure that everyone knows we're getting closer, because we made sure everyone knew that the bleeding thing was happening in the first place, and then we don't sell it.
Yeah, difficult one there. I feel for Rangers fans, especially with the amount of uncertainty, and I know a lot of them are questioning, is there any positivity to come out since the new owners took over? And I think at this point you want in someone with the experience, the likes of Steven Gerrard, who knows what it takes, who knows what the club is about to take over, to steady the ship. But unfortunately, obviously, that opportunity has passed. So, yeah, looking ahead now to Danny Rowell, the likes of Kevin Muscat. I think Danny Rowell, he's great. He seems like a good guy. Yes, he was successful at Sheffield Wednesday. But has he got the experience to do what needs to be done at Rangers? And again, Kevin Muscat, a former Rangers player, knows what the club is about. But does he have enough managerial experience? I think it'll be fascinating to see what comes out over the next 24 to 48 hours up there in Glasgow. Also today, we're asking, have you ever bought something and then regretted it? This is because it's after Lee, the Liverpool fan, bought his local pub behind his wife's back, and for some reason, of all people to call, they called Jason Cundy and Jermaine Pennant on the sports bar for some advice.
I've secretly taken on the tenancy to our local boozer.
Yep.
And I say secretly, meaning behind my wife's back.
Yep.
And she knows it's up for grabs, and she knows everybody wants me to take it, but she's telling me, you dare take that, and it's between us and the pub sort of thing.
Oh. Hold on. So
But the trouble is the boozer means everything to me. Like, it's where we grew up.
Okay, but does your wife mean everything to you as well?
Obviously not.
Yeah,
Obviously
yeah,
not.
yeah.
Oh, I'm glad that wasn't my husband's voice, I'll tell you that. Let us know if you've bought anything dodgy and then regretted it, or something great and regretted it. Get involved this morning on 03717 223344. Make sure you give us a call. This is Early Breakfast on talkSPORT with me, Sam Quek, and Adrian Flux Insurance for the Individual. Find out more at adrianflux.co.uk. Up next, we'll talk about Jack Wilshere's first senior management role and salute the legend that is Millie Bright. Good morning, I'm Sam Quek, and this is Early Sports Breakfast with Adrian Flux. Get a tailor-made quote for your commercial vehicle. Search Adrian Flux Insurance for the Individual. We're building up to breakfast with Jess Stelling and Ali McCoist. Some of the headlines that you're waking up to this Tuesday morning. The question is, do we have another darts prodigy on our hands? Luke Littler was stunned in the semi-finals of the World Youth Darts Championship by 21-year-old Beau Greaves. She's become the first woman to reach the final, beating Littler 6-5 in a thriller. Littler entered the junior tournament for a bit of fun after winning gold at the World Grand Prix on Sunday, and describes Beau Greaves as some talent. Elsewhere, Cape Verde have become the second smallest nation ever to qualify for the World Cup finals. Their 3-0 win over Eswatini booked them a place at the tournament in USA, Mexico and Canada next summer. The African country has a population of just under 525,000. Wow, that's incredible. And for England, Thomas Tuchel insists the England door isn't closed for any players not involved with the current squad. They'll qualify for the finals next summer with a win against Latvia in Riga tonight. Tuchel says the likes of Jude Bellingham, Phil Foden and Jack Grealish can fight their way back into their plans.
The ones in camp, they should feel, first of all, privileged and then feel the hunger to keep the shirt. And the ones who are not with us, they should feel the hunger to be with us when the next opportunity is. And this is always through behaviour, through performance. The door is always open.
For more on all the latest stories, go to talksport.com. OK, well, earlier on, we're asking when or if you've ever bought something that you shouldn't, or a purchase that you'll regret. After Lee, the Liverpool fan, bought his local pub behind his wife's back. Let us know. 03717 223344. That's the number to ring. Get in touch if you've got any of those stories. Right, it's 5:20 exactly. Lots going on in the headlines today, and we're going to start with Wilshere at Luton. It's Jack Wilshere's second day officially as Luton head coach, and the former Arsenal youth team coach and Norwich interim told his mates Darren Bent and Andy Goldstein on Drive he's worked hard to get his first permanent role in senior football.
I had an amazing time at Arsenal. I've said openly, I quickly realised that I'm going to have to get to work on improving myself. You know, it doesn't. If you played the game, as we know, it doesn't make you a good coach. There's things that you have to learn, you have to practice, and there's some things that we've never done as players. So I did that, and I didn't want to take that step out of there until I was ready and felt I could make a difference in a first team. That was as a first team coach. It was a really good step. But yeah, and then of course getting the opportunity to lead the team. I always say, Benty, that that you never know, right? Of course, my ambition was to be a first team coach, and then all of a sudden I was a head coach and I was thrown into it. And there's a little bit of imposter syndrome, and what's it going to feel like? And I absolutely loved it. I felt completely comfortable.
Jack said promotion out of League One is the aim for Luton. He's asked people to forget Jack the player, and it's not going to be Jack Wilshere's Luton. But talkSPORT asked Jack whether Luton fans can expect him to implement the attacking style of football he played.
You can't hide who you are, and who I am is shaped in a way that enjoys the ball, that tries to attack and score a goal in every moment. Everything we talk about will be around that, but also understanding where we are. And I said this is not the 1st of June where we've got 6 weeks to plan and introduce principles and introduce a way of playing. We have to capture what is good here right now and try and build that at the right time and ask players to do things what they're comfortable doing. Like, it's hard when your confidence is low and your belief is low to try and introduce something new. Like, we need to build the confidence, we need to build energy, and then we can start thinking about what do we want to be? What do we want to be in possession? What do we want to be out of possession? I have some clear ideas that I think can really help these players and help the group, and it's the way I see us moving forward. But first, as I said, we need to attack the environment and get everything right there.
I think sometimes you forget how young he is, 33 years old, and he comes across so measured, so mature. And I think the experience he has got from his playing days and what sounds like an understanding from a player's point of view, to put that into a managerial role, I think that's going to be priceless for Luton Town. And I think a few were saying as well how young he is, and is he going to be too experienced to get Luton to where they need to be? But you know what? I think you've got to start somewhere. But what speaks volumes, I always think, of someone is listening to the opinions of people that he's played with, people that he knows, the likes of Paul Robinson, who played with him, or even our very own Simon. I've not heard people say many negative things about him, which again speaks volumes about his attitude. There's a lot of people saying how clever he is, how his brain works when he plays football, understanding of the game and the commitment to the club and the understanding of the club. I played with him at Soccer Aid over 2 years, and I have to agree, he's very kind, very calm. He helped Harry this year do a bit of the coaching, and he demands that respect by being such a mature person. So I wish him all the best at Luton, and I think he's doing going to do a great job. Anyway, a reminder, talkSPORT is now on your smart TV. Just grab the app on Android TV and Google TV. We're even on Prime Video these days. talkSPORT live on your screen as well as your speakers. Right, you come back in. Come back in, Nick.
Hello again. Yeah, time for the back pages.
Yeah, time for the back pages. You've got quite a wedge of papers there. And much going on. What's caught your eye?
I've picked up this wedge because a lot of the papers have actually picked up the same line from Thomas Tuchel. On the back of the Sun, step up to mark. Tuchel tells Rash, score more and be a worldie. This is Tuchel saying Rashford can be one of the best players in the world. He needs to score more goals. On the back of the Star Sport, mark my words, Rashford must deliver for his country or he'll live to regret it, insists Tuchel. So Tuchel not really afraid to lay down the gauntlet for some of these players, leaving a few big names out and also telling the guys that are there, time to step up.
What are your thoughts on Rashford?
I love Marcus Rashford.
You know what? He's such a talent. And people have seen him shine. It's so disappointing what happened to him when he was at United, how he just took a massive dip, went quiet. But I quite like this approach from Tuchel.
Yeah.
Straight talking, no messing about, and is literally telling him straight.
For sure.
Got one opportunity.
Tuchel's not bothered about making friends. And actually, in quite a few of his clubs where he's managed in the past, he's actually made a few enemies and fallen out with people, which is something we were potentially worried about. But I like the way he's going about his business. Rashford's doing really well at Barcelona. He's on loan from Man United. Barcelona saying actually probably want to buy this guy. Still 25, isn't he? And I watched the Champions League game, Barca PSG, which PSG won in the end. But Rashford was really good. He's playing in that front three as well with Lamine Yamal at Barcelona and Ferran Torres.
You would never have thought that, would you? When he was linked to Barcelona, I was like, oh yeah, and now he's playing alongside Yamal.
Looks great in the shirt, and he's actually...
Is he a good player, or is it good because he's surrounded by good players? Do you know what I mean?
He's a good player. We know he's a good player. He's one of those where, his ceiling is very, very high. Manchester United fans, and a lot of Manchester United fans have spoken to talkSPORT in the past about maybe him lacking a bit of commitment. Rashford has also come out and said the environment at Manchester United was inconsistent and maybe sort of pointing at maybe problems behind the scenes there. Only time will tell.
Yeah,
but he started well at Barca.
I found it fascinating as well, is it recently that he was late for a meeting and there's no nonsense again, very similar to Tuchel with Flick at Barca, dropped. And I think he probably needs that discipline in that direction. And again, met Tuchel at the PFA Awards recently. Lovely guy. A lot taller than I expected.
Yeah.
But lovely guy, straight talking. But again, hopefully, for the sake of England, Rashford does step up to the mark like he is requesting.
Absolutely. I know we're talking about purchases that you regret. Zachary Jackson, our visual editor, said he usually regrets it when he buys a takeaway because he feels terrible afterwards.
If you're going to do a takeaway, you've got to do it. Although Mackies are the worst, I think. It seems like a good idea at the time. It's delicious. And then 5 minutes later,
That's exactly.
You follow up half an hour later, you're hungry again.
That's exactly what Zach was saying. At Southampton, I'm a Southampton fan. We regret Ali Dyer. I don't know if you remember this guy who was supposed to be George Weah's cousin. He came to play for Southampton under Graham Souness. Probably the worst Premier League player we've ever had. So that was a regretful purchase. Before I go, we've got to salute Millie Bright. So
yes.
She's called time on her international career. She captained England to that World Cup final that we lost against Spain. She's I think 88 caps. She announced it on her podcast with Rachel Daly. We know she withdrew from the Europeans, the Euros this summer because of potentially struggling with her mental health as well. But Millie Bright, for someone who probably has been watching women's football in a big way in the last maybe 8 to 10 years, Millie Bright for me was the player I wanted to be. Like when I watched England Lionesses play, I was like, look, that's a bit of me, that no-nonsense centre-back, heading balls away, and she's what a servant to her country. I mean, I don't know if you've met her, have you?
Yeah, she's quality, and I think no nonsense, both on the pitch, off the pitch, and I think that's why, although this decision doesn't come easy, I think that attitude of just, listen, this is what it is. I'm struggling with my body. I'm struggling to play where I need to be for both Chelsea and England. It's a no-nonsense decision. She's made that for herself and also for both teams. But yeah, what a player. The ball literally stuck to her head, didn't she?
I know.
It's like a magnet just clearing it away.
Love Millie Bright.
But a very good, physical, skillful defender.
Part of a fantastic Chelsea side as well. Just finally, before the break, Ian Botham. So, the Ashes sort of starts in about 5 weeks. Usually we get all the Aussies.
It's gone quick.
Yeah, I know.
5 weeks.
All the Aussies usually having a go at England and, getting in those digs early on. But actually, Ian Botham has had a go at England, saying
wow, he's waded in, has he?
Yes, waded in, saying the preparations have been arrogant. Now, England usually play these warm-up games before we go out in Australia, against some good sides out in Australia, some Sheffield Shield sides. But at the moment, England are basically preparing by playing some short-form games in New Zealand and then playing against the Lions, playing against themselves in one game. So
That sounds like a nice holiday, that, doesn't it?
Ian,
Bit of sunshine.
Yeah, Beefy reckons England are going to be undercooked. So,
Wow.
first test starts on November the 21st. And as we know, Australian captain Pat Cummins, big doubt for that one. But watch this space. That's going to
let's see if he eats his words or not.
cracking
We shall
series.
see. Thanks, Nick. That was a look at today's back pages with Adrian Flux. I'm Sam Quek, and this is Early Breakfast on talkSPORT. Up next, we'll hear from Paul Gascoigne on how he's doing these days and which current England player has caught his eye.
The Premier League's profit and sustainability rules are sold to us as financial fair play, a way to keep clubs from going bust. But there are those who feel it's starting to look a lot like a system that protects the big boys and keeps the rest in their lane. Here's how it works and why people feel that way. So clubs can only lose 105 million quid over 3 years, which sounds fair, but here's the kicker. Your limit includes how much you earn. So if you're one of the traditional top 6, you've got massive global revenue streams and you can spend way more while still technically following the rules. Meanwhile, ambitious clubs like Newcastle, Villa or Forest, well, they're bringing a knife to a gunfight. Newcastle might be backed by Saudi billions, but they just can't splurge the cash. Their commercial income isn't there yet. Last season, they won their first domestic trophy since 1955 and qualified for the Champions League, which you'd think would be a great springboard for them to go on and start building a team to challenge at the very top. But because of PSR restraints, they couldn't break their wage structure for a new Alexander Isak contract, and look what happened there. So what's the solution? Well, either loosen the reins so ambitious clubs can spend within their means, or cap spending based on something other than revenue. Otherwise, we're just watching the same 6 teams swapping silverware most seasons, and that, folks, ain't what the Premier League was built on.
Good morning, I'm Sam Quek on breakfast this morning from 6 p.m. It'll be Jeff and Ali. We've been talking this morning about Wales and how if they were unlucky with that first penalty call in the defeat to Belgium last night, Craig Bellamy certainly thinks they were.
Listen, like, and I'm happy to say, like, I was against VAR. But then I liked the World Cup in 2018, how it was used. I was like, yeah, that's good. But then I just feel where it's gone now, it's... but I have been quite vocal in that. But look, it's not... The game weren't decided on VAR. It wasn't helped. But at the same time, I have to be honest, like I know I mentioned, like I'm really proud of the players as well.
Some of the other headlines you're waking up to this Tuesday morning. Maldon and Tiptree of 8th tier of English football will travel to League One Port Vale in the first round of the FA Cup. 2013 winners Wigan will host Hemel Hempstead, and meanwhile new Luton Town boss Jack Wilshere will come up against Robbie Savages and Forest Green. What a matchup that will be. There are 4 race meetings today going on. They'll be running at Lingfield, Newcastle, Leicester and Market Racing. And cricket. David Warner is predicting a comfortable Australia victory against England in this winter's Ashes. The hosts could be without skipper Pat Cummins when the first of 5 matches gets underway in Perth next month. Ex-opener Warner believes the fitness of their talismanic captain may make the contest a bit closer.
I think 4-0. I think it'll be a great series, all dependent on obviously the captain. If the captain doesn't play, I think it'll probably they might win 1 game.
We're also asking this morning, when have you ever bought something that you shouldn't have? After Lee, the Liverpool fan, told Sports Bar that he bought his local pub. Oh, what is going on? Pub, not club. Pub behind his wife's back. 03717 03717 is the number to call, and some of you have also texted in as well this morning. We've got Carl in Margate who said, good morning, Sam. Last Wednesday my wife and I bought a treadmill and I came off it within the first hour. I think I broke my big toe and hurt my lower back. My foot is black and blue. Oof, Carl, mate. Yeah, I agree with that. Regretful purchase. Hope you're all right. But yeah, I've broken my toe, by the way, and it is agony. Nothing you can do. Good luck with that. Get it up, get it rested, and hopefully you'll be back well and back on the treadmill, maybe. Maybe not. Who knows? Kate also says, buying something dodgy and not working. Have you had a call from Sir Jim Ratcliffe? Nice, Kate. Nice. I like that, especially being a Liverpool fan. But yeah, let us know if you've had any regretful purchases. Get in touch. It is 5:38 this Tuesday morning. Now, a lot of you have probably already realised that Paul Gascoigne was on talkSPORT yesterday and his interview had us all talking. He was in the studios yesterday promoting his new book 8, all about his genius on and off the pitch and his struggles as well. Gazza told White and Jordan he's gone from being a happy drunk to a sad one, and he's better off without the booze.
The last couple of years have just been like 2-day blips, and then maybe 4 months without a drink, and then it's like with me, I think it's if I had a drink for like 2 days, it's a consequence. Like the last time was, I think it was about few months ago, or whatever, and I didn't have a drink for 3 or 4 months, and then I had a day off just having a bottle of Serrano, and I went to put the bottle in the bin, and I tripped on the front mat and fractured my kneecap, so that was in the hospital now, so then I got through that. So really it's the consequences, years ago I used to be a happy drunk, and now it's like if I have a drink and I'm a bit drunk, then I get sad and then I lock myself away. It's not as if I go out and drink. It's like I was indoors on my own, so it's a waste of time anyway. It's not as if I go out and enjoy it and I just sit there and watching a movie and then fall asleep, and then I think, what did I do that for? And then it takes us another week to just get back to like the poor personality again. So me and drink don't get on really, to be fair.
Yeah.
I'm better without it.
True openness and honesty from Gazza there. He also told the boys that he struggles to watch clips of himself from his playing days now because of everything he's gone through, and the fact that those 90 minutes on the field was the only place he felt truly free.
Yeah, well, if the keeper stops having as much touches than the rest of the players, I just, it's all about passing nowadays. You never see any player like, I'd like to see a player get the ball and say, have a go at him, man. Go on, just two players. Because,
Cole Palmer does that, though, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does, yeah. Yeah, he's
He
unbelievable.
bucks the trend, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's like, okay, I know we've got to pass this, but I'm going to run.
Yeah, and I like Foden. He'll have a little go. I like him. We've got quite a few individual players. But, I mean, I watched them the other night. I didn't think it was any Star Trek I wasn't on, so I decided to watch the England game.
That was Gazza talking about the likes of the players that he likes to take on he likes players to take on defenders like Foden. But unfortunately, I don't think there's any Star Trek on tonight. But there is Latvia versus England, and that'll be live on talkSPORT later on tonight. And to hear the full interview with Gazza, head over to Outspoken podcast feed, where the episode is available to download right now via your usual podcast provider. Right, time now for this.
It's a front page throwdown.
Oh, what a move.
The front page is first on the early sports breakfast. talkSPORT.
Nick, you're back. You're going to run through the front pages this time. What have you got for us?
Great to hear Gazza there. Obviously he's talked about his struggles, but when I was a kid, he was absolutely magic. And
legendary.
I still remember Euro 96 as if it was yesterday. And that, dentist chair celebration with Redknapp and McManaman and Shearer over him after he scored that goal against Scotland. I mean, one of the greatest moments of my...
Story's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah,
You could listen to him for hours.
Okay, so what have I found? In the Sun, listen, you've got 2 kids, right? 6 in 10 parents say they do not believe their children need to be toilet trained before starting school. Government polling seen by the Sun reveals a crisis in preschool readiness. Some 64% of parents think their youngsters don't need to be able to focus on a task for 10 minutes before starting formal education at age 4. 70% say it's unimportant for kids to know how to use a knife and fork.
Now, I don't know how true these headlines are there.
In the Sun,
yeah,
which is in this building.
In the Sun.
So we have to say, pretty reliable.
Yeah, I mean, I've got 2 kids, but you know what? It's as a parent, it's your responsibility to get them ready, get them potty trained, get them eating. And can you imagine in any other job you're expected to do anything like that? Wipe someone else's backside? Absolutely not.
Absolutely mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Your kids potty training already?
Done.
All
They
done.
were early. They were early ones. Yeah. Don't remind me of them days. It was messy, tiresome.
Congratulations. This is good fun. Birthday bash. Bohemian Rhapsody. Wayne Rooney turned 40, and guess who he dressed up as?
Who?
Freddie Mercury. Can you imagine that?
No, I can't. I bet he looks good in a tash though, like a handlebar tash.
Got a little mock-up.
Oh yeah, in the
sun,
it's one of 2 outfits of you dressing up as Freddie Mercury, isn't it? It's the vest, the jeans, the trainers, and half a mic stand.
It's that Live Aid white vest, white trousers.
The one in the full yellow outfit.
Yeah, the leather. Is it the yellow jacket?
Is it like
or is it
leather?
Yeah, something like that.
Is it paint
I think
leather?
you're right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, with the black trim.
Yeah.
And the big gold buckles.
Almost sort of Bruce Lee style.
Yeah.
Rooney dressed up as Freddie Mercury at a fancy dress bash to mark his 40th and belted out hits by the band. The England legend wore tight blue jeans, a white T-shirt, sunglasses.
Not even a vest.
No, not even a vest.
Oh, Wayne, come on.
Black leather cap and matching fingerless gloves.
Nice.
All typical of the front men.
What would you dress up as?
What if I was going to do
big-
stars in their eyes?
Oh, just like a big party.
Who
big
would I
birthday
dress
bash.
up as? Good question. When I was a teenager, I dressed up as Neil Young. It's a bit niche, isn't it?
That is that's not like what's an outfit you would wear?
My musical tastes are, I'm like the worst guy to put music on at a party because I listen to either like heavy rock or sort of weird stuff. I'd like a lot of old like reggae and soul and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's probably a bit more.
But not something people could boogie on down to.
I mean, the reggae and the soul and the funk, yeah, sure. But my favourite stuff is like hard rock. What are you into?
Oh, I'm into. I was so cool with music up until the age of about 22.
Yeah.
Then I was like, I can't be bothered. I'm just going to listen to all the old school stuff.
So if you got to put on a song on your way to work, what are you going to stick on?
Oh, I like Backstreet Boys.
Oh yeah.
Little Mix. It can be Dua Lipa. It can be Taylor Swift. It can be the Beatles. It can be Billy Ocean. A proper. I'm probably that person that should put an iPad on actually. at a party because everyone goes, "Oh, I remember this one.
Yeah.
It's pretty decent."
You're the DJ.
Yeah, I love a fancy dress.
On the subject of musical legends, Sir Rod Stewart says he was no party animal back in the day, was always tucked up in bed nice and early. The 80-year-old singer...
Hang on, back in the day he wasn't...
This is crazy, isn't it? The 80-year-old singer said he did his first ever boozy all-nighter a few days after turning 40 at the Rock in Rio festival.
Somebody's telling lies.
You reckon?
Sure, you can't be a rock star and not have late nights.
These days...
How long has he been with Penny for?
Quite a long time now. I mean, last time we went out with Alan Brazil nearly didn't make it into work.
Yeah, exactly. So there we go. We've got proof. And also, Penny Lancaster's now like what? She works for the police now, so he definitely has to be in early, doesn't he?
He's kept in check, definitely.
Yeah, I'd love a bit of Penny Lancaster woman.
Cheers, right.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks for that. Okay, we're going to go to the break now. This is Early Sports Breakfast with Adrian Flux, the cover you need at a price you'll love. With What Vans Insurer of the Year 2021, find out more at adrianflux.co.uk. Up next, we're building up to Latvia versus England live on talkSPORT tonight.
so to another qualifier. So far, it's a campaign full of flawless results, but full of flawed performances.
Not a performance that makes you think that anything has changed. And England have beaten Albania by 2 goals to nil.
Thomas Tuchel said he wanted to entertain us. That simply is not happening.
More boos from the England fans that have stayed in. Very little to write home about. Andorra nil, England 1.
We were reminded yesterday that it is a process that has to be done step by step.
Over time, I think you're going to see a team that's how he really, really wants to work.
A stunning performance and a quite magnificent victory. 5-0.
There's enough talent in this squad to be brilliant on their day. There's no doubt about that.
Saka turning it onto his left foot. Oh, it's a beautiful goal.
We want to have both foots and the body and everything on the plane, of course, but next obstacles to overcome, and we need to be ready.
The passport to the World Cup if they can win in Latvia.
Good morning, I'm Sam Quek. This is Early Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT. We're building up to Latvia versus England live on talkSPORT tonight, and if Thomas Tuchel can secure World Cup qualification with a win out in Riga. And also a big shout out to Vince. Yes, Vince, I'm trying to take my false teeth out. It is early. I'm struggling. I've been doing a load of NFL and I normally finish at 1 a.m. So I'm right tired. Coffee hasn't even kicked in, but thank you for your text. Anyway, back to tonight. England at Latvia as the competition for places continues. Thomas Tuchel's told reporters he still isn't sure who would start tonight, but told talkSPORT the impressive Elliot Anderson is the full package.
The way he fits in so seamlessly, it seems without any effort almost, but he puts in a lot of effort. But he makes it look easy. This is maybe the most impressive thing. He's very confident on the ball. He wants to have every ball. He wants to be involved. He's never hiding. He even after a mistake, he had a slightly mistake in the beginning, quite a big one in the Serbia game. And straight away wanted the next ball and the next ball. So he's very confident and believes in himself, plays according to the plan, and the team makes it easy for him to fit in. So at the moment he's very, very good in training and very quiet, but he's the full package. It's good.
It seems like Anderson has made a very, very good impression for the England boss, and of course putting everything on the line to hopefully get that space in the starting lineup. But it could be tricky for Adam Wharton now to work his way into this England team now, I guess. Meanwhile, Jordan Pickford still thinks he needs a good season for Everton to secure his place in England's World Cup squad.
For me, it's a lot what I do at club level. I've got to perform week in, week out for Everton and do that right, which I feel like I've done over a number of years now. Get that right, and I think putting the England shirt on will come by doing that. Then when I come on camp, show me best version of myself, and when called upon, being the best version of myself on the pitch as well. But I think it starts off by when you're back at your club level, playing at a high level and doing your best for your club, then hopefully get picked by the boss and go from there.
Well, he certainly earned it. Pickford wins his 80th England cap tonight. Surely he's going next summer. I mean, you'd put your bottom dollar on it, wouldn't you? And think whatever happens in the Premier League with Everton this season, he's going, surely. He's been such a faithful and reliable servant for England. You can't really fault him, can you? England versus Latvia is live on talkSPORT tonight with all the build-up from 7 p.m. Who is your tip to win the World Cup in the USA, Canada and Mexico? Is it too early to tell? Is it not? talkSPORT's European football expert Andy Brassel has European champion Spain as favourites for the tournament.
I think if you look at Spain, it's harder and harder to find a reason not to rate them as favourites for this World Cup. Obviously, Brazil had a great result in South Korea, but they're still very much a work in progress under Carlo Ancelotti. Argentina are morphing to this post-Leo Messi model, and we'll see how that works out. They're trying out a few different incarnations of that at the moment. But with Spain, they can change a few players and they're still really fluent.
Yeah, Spain are always thereabout, aren't they? Whether they're favourites or not, they're going to be in the top 5. I think you've also got to look at the likes of France. Who else? Argentina. We saw Germany play last night. Didn't look too convincing. But you know what? I'm a firm believer that we're probably still in a phase of coaches and international coaches figuring out who's going to be their starting lineup, where players are going to play. And as well, I know you should be 100% focused on friendlies and playing against lower ranked teams, but it's so difficult. I think you can't really compare it to playing in a World Cup, but it'll be fascinating, I think, nearer the time. And I think USA, Mexico and Canada are really going to put on a show at next summer's World Cup. Jeff and Ali as well are here this morning with breakfast. They'll be with you very shortly, just in time to play you this, because on yesterday's show, comedian Matt Ford cracked Ali up with a story about his medical situation after recovering from a rare type of bone cancer.
My positivity relies on the excellent care that I had at a phenomenal hospital, the Royal National Orthopaedic up in Stanmore, and the people around me. But yeah, I think as a comedian, I think if you've got a platform to tell jokes about stuff, that's a real privilege. And then even just with the colostomy bag and stuff, I was 40 when I was diagnosed. I just thought, oh my God, this is like my life is over. How am I going to go to football matches with a colostomy bag? But now that I don't poo the old way, I've got a lot more spare time. Although I am reading less.
Oh, man. Oh, less time scrolling on the phone. Ali, do you remember back in the day when you used to take the newspaper in or read the can of air spray, air freshener? Oh, desperate times, weren't they? But yeah, what a legend he is, and what a way to laugh and look at life in such a positive way from Matt Ford there. But loads more coming up on Talk Sport Breakfast today with Ali and Jeff. They're going to be joined this morning by British heavyweight boxer Dave Allen. He's going to be talking about what's next for him after defeat to Makhmudov on Saturday. Also, by the way, can I just doff my cap to the booker who got this next one in? Northern Ireland manager Michael O'Neill will go over last night's loss to Germany. Fresh off the press, that, isn't it? Had time to settle down and look back at the game. Yeah, what an interview that's going to be. Also, Stevenage manager Alex Ravel will discuss their great start to the season. And AFC Tottenham boss Jimmy Ball joins us ahead of his side's 200-mile round trip to Truro for their FA Cup replay. You've been listening to Early Breakfast with me, Sam Quek, and Adrian Flux, insurance for the individual. Find out more at adrianflux.co.uk. Jeff and Ali on the way.